What's this one?
Channel 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Do it again.
Hello.
Yeah, you know, people.
Hello, YouTube. How you doing? Yeah, press record. Yeah. How we doing, YouTube? James Sinclair here on the Q&A, where you get to ask me questions about growing your business, and I'll do my very best to answer it. I'm in my studio. We're about to upgrade our studio as well, and you'll see that in coming videos over the next month as we really start to get more sexy and create more stuff to help grow your business. Here, I'll tell you something I am doing. I've got the video camera over there, but I'm also distracted by myself, Chad, looking at the screen over here.
Put the questions up as well.
Yeah, we're going to bring some questions up as well. Here's how this works. I've got some questions to kick us off, but if you've got any questions whatsoever that you would like to ask us about growing your business, then just hit them in the comments on YouTube below. Now, if you're new to my channel here on YouTube, please do me a big fat favor. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and we will let you know when we're bringing out great new content to help grow your business. And that's really why we exist. I think we might probably touch on this clubhouse phenomenon that is phenomenon. Is that the word? Yeah, I think so. That is taking over all of us at the moment. We'll talk about that as well tonight. If you want to follow me on Clubhouse, I'm at James Sinclair. That's at James Sinclair. One of the platforms that I've really been putting some effort into, ladies and gents, is also Instagram. And I am, what am I on Instagram, Judd? You don't even know. Yeah, but no, what's the name of my thing? Is
underscore James Sinclair.
Yeah, underscore James Sinclair. So go and give me a follow on Instagram, because I do very different content, more about what's going on day to day, all designed to help grow your business. I'm just going to get this water that's down here. I've got about one little sip there. Right, questions. Here's how this works. Someone gives me a question. I do my very best to answer it to help grow your business. So if you want to get involved with the questions, to be part of the show, be interactive, and get a shout out for your business, here's what you can do. Tell us what your business is, whereabouts in the country you are, and what your question is, and I'll do my best to shout you out and make some connections here on this YouTube Q&A live. Right, question is, what's the best way to take profits from your business to invest into commercial property? Mike Dunn asked me that, and he asked me that on Instagram. So let me just go over that question for you again. What's the best way to take profits from your business to invest into commercial property? Well, I'm not a tax lawyer or a tax accountant or anything like that, but I would tell you how I would do it. I would create a propco, and then I would have the operating company lend or dividend the money over to the propco, and that's how I do it. Now, there's no tax on companies having dividends between each other, only between individuals. That's how it works out in the UK, but I know there's people overseas that watches us, but that's how I do it. I have propco and opco, so trading business, dividends money into the property company, and then the property company buys the property. Hopefully that answers the question, but that's how I would do it. But get your independent financial advice as well. Time for a Ryan has asked, how do I get my name out there on Instagram? If this is to build your business's personal brand and or brand, let me tell you now, this is not a 5-minute job. It's real effort that goes into this. But let me tell you this now. I will say this, that with Clubhouse, which is the new social media app, it's like early Facebook, early Instagram, early Twitter, early YouTube. All those people that jumped on those platforms when they first came out and then have consistently kept going, have managed to build big audiences. So what I would tell to people is, as soon as a new platform like Clubhouse comes out, it's really important that you dive in and get involved in those platforms, because then you can leverage people off of that platform onto the other platforms that you really want to be in. Let me give you an example. So I'm going on Clubhouse, pushing people to Instagram, but then getting them over to YouTube is where I really want them. Why do I think YouTube is the best platform still out of all the social media platforms? It's because the amount of time that people spend on YouTube and quality time that people spend on YouTube over all the other social media platforms. The last time we really looked into this, we ascertained it's about 40 seconds of people being on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all of that sort of stuff. But on average, people spend 40 minutes per YouTube session. And I believe, like when I go on YouTube, I'm in a right frame of mind to concentrate. Am I concentrating so much on other social media platforms? I don't think so, and I don't think most of you are spending as much dedication of quality time on Facebook, Instagram, etc., as you do on YouTube. So how do I get my name out there? I would niche down first of all, and then broaden up as you go ahead. So let me talk about this when I give Amazon as a great example. You think about Amazon in 1994, they just sold books. It took them years till they became the A to Z of bloody everything we do in our lives, but they got their traction from just selling books. They niched down, then broadened up. So if you're going to build a personal brand or an audience, go niche and then broaden up. That's the quickest way, in my opinion, to really get traction going, because people that are into niches, and there's this big phrase that the Americans say, there's riches and niches. If you can choose riches and niches, then you're onto a good thing by getting real strong following. Now, I think the diet way is a great way of doing this as well. If you're into a specific sort of diet niche that's really micro niche, you can then get 5, 6, 700,000 people that are really into that niche that will follow you because they're seeking out that niche. Then over time, you can broaden up as it goes up. You think about this vegan thing, you know, it was a very niche thing 10 years ago. And as the years have got on, it's got broader and broader and became mainstream. Question number 3, let's move on. Hopefully that answers your question. Time for a rhyme from Instagram. Number 3, what area offers the best investment opportunity for the next couple of years out of investing in business or commercial property? If business, which type? That's Louis Baharani on LinkedIn. Look, Louis, I would always advise people to get involved in business first and property second. Now, whilst I love property, and I think property is a fantastic thing, in my 4 company rules for building a great business, and I talk about this, you're running 4 companies in unison. Company 1 is your company where you are today. Company 2 is your vision company, the company you really want to be. But company 1 is cash flowing and surviving currently today. And then company 2 is the one that's thriving. So you've got to survive before you can thrive. Company 3 is a media and marketing company that's putting well-qualified leads into companies 1 and 2. But company 4 is that property investment company that extracts the profits from your operating companies 1 and 2 to be able to build an asset company over a period of time. Property is a long-term game, whereas business, you can generate cash flow much faster. So always go into business first and then property second. You asked me this question, what type of business would I invest in? Well, I couldn't tell you the exact type of business that I would invest in, but I would tell you the attributes of the companies that I like. I like companies where you're not starting from zero each month. What does that mean? Well, for example, you build a house for someone, next month you've got to find someone else to build a house for. Now, whilst it's profitable building houses, you're always starting from zero each month. Much prefer the rental market where you buy a property and rent a property to a customer every single month and you keep on going. And in truth, it's best to have a mixture of creamy one-off sales and residual income working in unison. So let's think about the Apple company. Great way of explaining this. They sell Macs for £3,000, but they also have Apple Music that trickles in residual income. So I would choose companies that have creamy one-off profitable sales, residual income that don't start from zero each month, companies where it's love, want, and need, where people love what you do, they want what you do and need what you do. An iPhone's a great way of explaining this. People love their iPhone, they want an iPhone, and if it breaks, they actually need it. They need to replace it straight away because it operates so many parts of our life. I would also choose businesses where there's margins and the customers are not fickle. That's why I love the day nursery model, where customers are transacting with you all the time, therefore they're less fickle. The more that a customer transacts with you, the more you can build relationship with them, and the more that you'll have the potential of great lifetime value. I was thinking about this with supermarkets just the other day. Think about a supermarket, you know, if we all live to 80, you could end up, it's not unconceivable to think that you would spend £1 million with the supermarket over your lifetime when you take in inflation into account. That's huge lifetime value. You're transacting with them every single week and you become very loyal to your favorite supermarket. Well, that's at least most people. And you usually tend to have good average customer value, which means every time they transact, what do they transact in customer value terms? So there's some of the attributes that I would choose for businesses if I was going to choose them. Right, we've got loads more questions here now. Louis Barani, he's just come on to YouTube. I just answered your question. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully that's given you some good answers. Please let me know in the comments if you want any more clarification on that. Lawyer 104, James, you don't appear to have external investment in your companies. Do you borrow to grow your business? And if so, what's the best sources of funding? Banks, VP to be a VPE. Great question, Lawyer 104. Yeah, I've borrowed loads of money, millions of pounds. I used the bank. I've had angel investors before, but I bought them out because they didn't put any pressure on me, but I just didn't like the idea of it. I do believe in ownership and owning 100% wherever possible, because I've read that book behind me. I don't even see it up there, called How to Get Rich. Felix Dennis said ownership is everything, but that's not everyone's point of view. But I like to own what I do, and so I much prefer using bank finance rather than private equity or venture capitalists. But I'm not saying that that's not for everyone. But yes, I do borrow lots of money. In fact, just this year, just gone by, I probably borrowed 3 million quid last year through property and business stuff. So yeah, I'm actively always borrowing. Oliver Cogger says, hi, James, what's your thoughts on having multiple income streams? Is it a good thing, or does it distract you from your overall business goal? I run 2 businesses and thinking of starting another. Well, look, Oliver, I do believe having multiple revenue streams is essential, but the big one is making sure that it folds into your existing empire. So if you look at all the multiple revenue streams that I've got, visitor attractions, day nurseries, teddy bears, commercial property, even my commercial property, a big chunk of my commercial property, my operating companies are the tenants of my commercial property. So that's multiple revenue streams that are folding into existing empire. My teddy bear business, my businesses are one of the biggest customers of them. And lots of my customers are within the leisure industry. So I knew all the people I was going to sell my teddy bears to when I started that business. Plus, it's in the family entertainment and leisure sector, the sectors that my visitor attractions operate in. My day nurseries are built on my visitor attractions. So my visitor attractions are sending their customers into my day nurseries. So it's multiple revenue streams that fold into existing empire. See, when you're a business owner, when you're an entrepreneur, leverage should be one of your most important words for success. What can you do about leveraging your finance relationships, leveraging your brand, leveraging the operating asset, the property that you operate out of, leveraging your database, you're leveraging your management team. When you start a new business, remember E plus M equals S. That's entrepreneurship plus management equals success. To start multiple businesses like I do, I make sure I put a management team in to run the day-to-day, because I don't run the day-to-day of any of our businesses. But I'm making sure that I can leverage my management team if I start a new business. So when I started my visitor attraction, Marsh Farm, I already had indoor play centres. I moved the management team and my knowledge and know-how about getting customers from that business into my new business. So leveraging our IP, if you like, as a business. Hopefully that answers the question. Make sure that you leverage into your existing empire. MW Improvements. Hey, James, it's Max here at MW Improvements in Colchester, Essex. Hello to another fellow Essex fellow. The market, oh no, he's gone now. Oh yeah, looking at getting more leads for my business. I'm going Google PPC at the moment. Have you got any tips for using this? Yes, I have. Now, I don't want to sell it to you, but we've made a module of this in my Entrepreneurs University, which you can try free for 14 days. Just go to my website, jamessinclair.net, log into there, and there's a module about Facebook ads, Google ads. Has the Google ads gone in yet, Chuds, or is it going in this week?
It's in.
Oh, it's in. Yeah, it's in. So go to jamessinclair.net, try the free trial for 14 days and watch the Google ads. And my web specialist, my head of web, Dom, goes into detail about how to do Google ads. So that's in the Entrepreneurs University, jamessinclair.net. But if it was me, and I was a local Colchester business, I would probably try networking with estate agents and architects that were local to me. And I would probably be using direct mail. That's actually sending stuff in the post, because you're in a local area and you're getting high average customer value if someone does buy from you. All of that and how to do it is in my Entrepreneurs University at jamessinclair.net, my website, which you can do free 14 days. Yes, MW Improvements, I've had lots and lots of clicks, but no contact with anyone, and I don't understand. Well, maybe PPC isn't working for you in that particular sector. Here's the thing, I've tried PPC in lots of my businesses and it just doesn't stack up, but in other businesses it does, and that's why that module in the Entrepreneurs University, way too in depth for here on YouTube, will be able to help you on that. So go and do that 14-day free trial and learn all the stuff. Tommy Moore, the market is so saturated, most property is selling too high, which I can't compete with. So what would you be doing right now in the property market? Could commercial be an effective alternative? Yeah, Tommy, I only do commercial really now, other than the residential property that I've got. Every time I flirt with the idea of doing residential property here in the UK, and I'm not saying this around the rest of the world, but here in the UK, it gets me down. I just think, oh, I don't want bothering this. I could go and buy a warehouse and get a much stronger yield. Basically, my method, my real sweet spot in property is I like buying a big commercial property and then blocking it up into lots of little units, which gets lots of high yields and protects me if one of them goes bust. I've still got other people servicing the debt. So that's what I've always done. That's what I continue to love. We've got a lot of that now. And the other thing, Tommy, that's why having a trading business is where you're always going to make the most profit. But I still believe there are some good deals on residential property, but I much prefer commercial property. I've made loads of videos on that here on my YouTube channel, so go and check them out. In fact, we brought out one called what's it called, the 1.4 million pound industrial estate video, isn't it? We brought it out somewhere in November. It's probably 20 videos ago.
I bought an industrial estate during the pandemic.
I bought an industrial estate during the pandemic. Charles has just told me, so go and check that out. Oh, right, here we go. Cool. Stuart Rossum says, hi, James, I'm looking at selling gym clothes, supplements, equipment online. Can you give me any advice? Yeah, Stuart, I mean, although I've flirted with e-commerce, and although we probably do 30 to 40,000 pounds a month on selling our teddy bears through Amazon and our own websites, and we're into Etsy, I feel like I'm at the infancy of this stuff. And although I probably know more than most, I don't feel like I'm a real complete and utter Dalai Lama at it, should I say. I have got some ideas. I do think you should sell on Amazon for brand awareness. You'll find that when you go onto Amazon, you get more direct sales to your website. We have found that. I would be definitely getting involved in that. And on eBay, we're really using those platforms, and we're seeing more direct sales come to us, plus selling more and more on those platforms. I actually use eBay and Amazon myself in many ways as search engines, and when I can, I go direct to the customers. I think a lot of people do that, although I do buy lots from Amazon. I don't want you to think that I don't. But I would, if this was my business as well, Stuart, I would be looking to get really involved in influencers marketing your stuff. I think if you go to people that have got like a following on Instagram between 5 and 30,000 followers that have got really good engagement, and engagement is the key thing here. YouTubers that have got really good engagement, not necessarily huge massive followings, but really good engagement, then contact them, give them free stuff, but get them to talk about the stuff that you do. That's how I would grow that business. Come back and ask me again in 6 months about how to sell some more stuff. And another little cheeky plug from Entrepreneurs University, which you can try free 14 days. We have uploaded how to sell on Shopify, because Shopify is my favorite online selling tool, because you can connect so much to it. You can connect your Amazon sales and your eBay sales through it, so you've got one platform for using another third-party piece of software. I don't want to get too much into that, but we've put that all in my Entrepreneurs University with my web team, me interviewing them, explaining exactly how to do that. So go to jamessinclair.net, take the free 14-day trial. Then you can just cancel if you don't like it. If you want to stay, you can stay, obviously. But there's a module explaining about Shopify, which I think is the best way to sell it, because then you can do physical sales, in-store sales, and you can do pop-up events at gyms to sell your gear, to get loads of personal trainers along, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I like Shopify, because it has a really good POS, point of sale system attached to it. Hopefully that answers the question. Tony Bailey, evening, Mr. Sinclair. Evening, Tony. Nice to see you. Shane Bryan says, hi, James. How would you scale up a first aid training company that has a good reputation in one area? Company in Staffordshire, first aid training with this name. Can we scale our business around UK? Well, maybe best way to scale that is franchise it. So you have it really good in Staffordshire, and you find someone in Kent, for example, that sets up Kent first aid training, follows all your systems and training, and then you as the head office become the marketing team to get all the leads for them. That's how I would do that. That is how I would do that. Hi, James. Hi, James. Our website's getting lots of visitors, but not as many conversions as we would like. What is the best thing you have found for improving conversion? Loads of things. Making sure you've got strong call to actions on your website, real strong headlines, making sure the copy, the words we use in our website can have a dramatic effect on your conversions. Money back guarantees, so people know that if things don't work, that they're guaranteed to get their money back if things go wrong. All of those things can make a huge difference. And I think you've got to look at what's working and swipe and deploy what Amazon are doing, like one click, easy to buy. Have you got Apple Pay? Have you got Google Pay? I had someone just message me just the other day who was signing up for my Entrepreneurs University, and they said, "Oh, I was signing up for your Entrepreneurs University. Life got in the way, and you didn't have Apple Pay and Google Pay, and left my cards downstairs because I was in bed signing up. I lost the sale," but she told me about that, and I thought it's a really good point. So even us, we've always got to keep on making sure it's easy, it's simple, there's guarantees, there's money back guarantees, good headlines, testimonials, all of that stuff, and copy the words we use on our website. So essential. Grab a copy of my book, Getting Customers, and there's a whole section on there about the words we use, really increase conversions. There we go. Tony Bailey at Ever Creatures Wellies. What's your news on the bounce back loans? Good, bad? We've been looking. It's free money, 12 million, but we don't bank with any of the lenders, and none are opening new accounts. What's your views on the bounce back loans? Good, bad? Right. I mean, bounce back loans, I would take the money for 12 months, and then if you don't need it, just pay it back. I would have it as an insurance policy, and I've been very open about saying that because there's no fees to borrow it. It's cheap money. You'll now be able to pay it back over 10 years. You can put that money to work and grow your business. And also, if you got an insurance policy, if you do hit some bumps along the road, you've got that money there, and if you don't use it, you can pay it back 12 months, no interest, no fees. I mean, unbelievable. What's there not to like? Connor plays golf. How much money did you start your business property with? How much money did you start your business property with? Can you give me some clarification on there? I started my business with nothing and just worked my way up. And property, just put the deposits in. If you can give me some context on that. Can Win Sales podcast. Hey, James, just discovered you from Clubhouse. Awesome stuff, guy. Oh, thank you very much. Can Win Sales podcast. What are your thoughts on cold calling? Look, cold calling, if it's qualified, I absolutely think works. We don't do cold calling in our businesses. But I do believe in the telephone having a huge role in getting stuff over the line if people sort of know you and have had some interaction with you. We love using the telephone in our business. It's one of the still things that I think so many business owners just don't use. You've got to be selling. But I don't like cold calling ourselves, and we don't do it. But we do call people that have bought from us before and ask them if they would like to buy from us again. Ben Farrer, hi, James. I've been following you on Facebook and listening to your podcast on my lockdown walks. Good for you. My ambition is to have my own business. How do you know your business ideas were a good idea? How do you recommend to test the water? Well, find out if you've got a hungry audience. That's the best way of finding out if you've got a great idea for your business. Find out if people will actually give you money for what you do before you go and make a product or service. Get the sale in advance of you delivering, and then you'll know if there is something in it. So I was looking for my teddy bears around me. That's why I think when I started my teddy bear business, we made loads of teddy bears, my company, Teddytastic. I sold £250,000 worth of stock before I made any, before I built a website, before I employed anyone. That gave me the tenacity to go and do that in a much bigger way. It's all right, Chuds. We'll find. I think they can imagine what a teddy bear is. Hopefully, Ben, that answers your question. Make sure that there's, a hungry audience and an audience at scale that wants to buy from you. James, another question, a bit more in depth. What we do, we help people create their dream kitchens and bathrooms in the Essex area. How would you look at getting more leads? PR. I would Essex Live, that magazine we have, and estate agents, the high-end estate agents, get involved with those, get them kitchens installed, influencers, ask them that you'll build their kitchen at cost if they will talk about it all on their stories and talk about the build process. There's loads of people. Contact Mrs. Hinch in Essex and say, look, Mrs. Hinch, and she's been to Marsh Farm. Mrs. Hinch got us like 3,000 followers for Marsh Farm on Instagram just by coming here. Stacey Solomon as well. Message them and say, look, would you like a kitchen? Look, we'll put it in. We'll pay for all the labor. You just pay the cost or put it all in. But you've got to document the story and talk about us. And then all of those people will be following. And you'll be able to say, yeah, we've done Stacey Solomon's, Mrs. Hinch's kitchen, for example. But there's loads of other celebrities that you can get into. That's a great way of marketing your business. People love being associated with people that have done that sort of stuff. James, another question. Hold on, that was that one. Shane Bryan says, thanks, James. I've always wanted to go into franchise. I want to have a look into that more, please. If any of your nurseries need pediatric first aid training, let me know. Well, I don't look after that, but please go to twizzletops.co.uk, go to the contact us page, say you know who I am in the comments page, and see if you can pitch for the business. Go, go, go. Mark F. Hi, James. Under the current climate, it's hard to get investments on new business ideas. Got an idea that surely will work as a gym out of work. How would you get investment without them taking the idea from it? Oh, mate. Oh, look. Ideas are cheap as chips, mate. It's implementation that takes it to the next level. What I would do is, and if they want to go and copy, you've had a great idea and just get over it. Come up with another idea. Ideas like buses. There's always another one coming along. I'm so open with what I'm doing. And if people copy me, I don't really care because I'll just go, well, I'm going to implement faster. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to market better. I'm going to deliver a better customer service. Just don't even let that idea come into your mind. It's a folly. It's destructive and it'll stop you from really going forward in life. And why do you need investment? Just go out there, get some customers and fund it yourself. Get some ideas over the line. Prove that you've done it. Prove that you can make some money in a smaller business and then go to the bank and then they'll lend you the money after a couple of years of showing you've made profits. That's what I did. You look at my career, right? I didn't start off with visitor attractions and zoos. I started off as a sole trader doing kids' parties and magic shows. Lloyds Bank then believed in me and lent me the money to then go and open my family entertainment centre after 4 years of being a successful kids entertainer. Once I've got that one really doing really well, I then went to RBS and they lent to me. Then I went to Barclays Corporate, and then I now bank with a private bank that they've then really helped me go to the next level. But it's all about steps. Don't go straight for investment because it can make you really lazy. I always say to people, be a sole trader, build a little business, learn the mechanics of business, make some profit, and then you'll have people that really want to invest in you because you've proven that you understand the mechanics of business. And especially if you can employ just at least one person in a small scale, you'll understand so much more. MW, yes, good point. Thanks, that's James. You're thinking outside the box there. Look, MW Improvements, get my book, Getting Customers. You can get it free on my website, jamessinclair.net, and just give my Entrepreneurs University a try, 14 days. Those things can really, really help you. Plus, there's loads more stuff here on the YouTube channel. Right, I think I've cracked through everyone's questions there. We've got anyone else got any other questions? Now's your chance to hit them in the comments. And if you are watching us here on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love you forever because that way we can reach more people, and give us a big thumbs up on the channel because the YouTube algorithm really likes that. Hit that notification bell and then you'll be notified when we're bringing out great new content. Now, a couple other things that I just want to get through. The podcast. If you're serious about growing your business, you can apply to come on my podcast for free at jamessinclair.net. There's a podcast button. You can fill in the application form. Here's how it works. You have to have some questions that you want to ask me, 5 questions to grow your business, and also some challenges about how to grow your business. We have a very powerful conversation for about 30 minutes. You get to promote your business to the thousands of people that listen to my podcast every single month, and it's for free. So I just love doing it. We've got a bit of a waiting list, but get yourself on that waiting list, fill in the application form, and then we'll get you on. NW, Lawyer 104 is buying office space. Yesterday's news. I don't think so. I've just let out one of our offices to a recruitment company. I can't wait to get back in the office. We've just extended our offices at Marsh Farm because I believe it builds culture. I think we're going to have a hybrid effect where some people work at home some days of the week and then work in the office other days of the week. There we go. Can win sales or sales coaching off for the first week free to our 8-week program. Do you think that is good, or should I read with value, not price or discount? So can't win sales. The way I would do that, the way I would build your following is give sales advice, write a book on selling. I would come up with a program that's free, like a blueprint to get more, and then get it on LinkedIn, get it on YouTube, but I would niche down. So choose a particular sector that you know that's really good. So how to get more sales for a recruitment business or an estate agent business. Choose a niche, win on that niche, and then broaden up as time goes on. Remember the thing that I spoke about at the beginning of this show tonight, that Amazon in 1994 only did books. They were super niche and then broadened up as time went on, and that's how you get market share, how you get testimonials and traction. There we go. So that's that. If you want to do Try My Entrepreneurs University, here it is. You can become a member. You can try it free for 14 days right now. After that, it's only $49.99 a month. If you found this really useful, it's me going into every single subject you could possibly think of. So if you want to know about property investing, if you want to know about how to buy businesses with as little money as possible, how to get customers, grow your business, build a team, get your business ready for sale, buying companies, scaling companies, raising finance, there's loads of modules on absolutely everything. Facebook ads, crushing it on Instagram, how to do online sales, Google ads, all of that stuff, and so much more. And we constantly update it. It's all in the Entrepreneurs University. You can try it free for 14 days at my website, jamessinclair.net. There's a link in the video description as well. What more could you want? I've got this one more question from Shane. I'll just quickly take it. Have you ever franchised before? If so, do you have any tips about going it like Caustic says? Right, Shane, I am thinking about franchising a particular company right now that we're about to buy and do this multi-franchise thing on the side of it. When it comes to franchising, let me just take some more together. This is a really important point I think can help. You want to own the brand or the land, especially in the early days of a franchise company. Now, when I say brand, because when I started my company, I had a children's entertainment agency, and I filled their diaries of all these entertainers, and then they would just leave me because they had a full diary. And I didn't own the brands that they operated out of, other than the Party Man company, which then was in its infancy. And it wasn't a huge brand. I thought it was. I loved it because it was my business. That was ego. And if you watch the film The Founder, which is about the McDonald's story, in the early days, the McDonald's brand was not what it is today that we all know. So when McDonald's hand over their brand guidelines to someone, says you're a McDonald's franchisee, you can't just say, right, I'm going to change the chips, or I'm going to do a special this week. It's the franchisee or the franchisor that owns that, and the franchisee can't make many decisions. And the franchisee can't muck around, because McDonald's have such a powerful brand that they would just pull it from you. But what McDonald's learned in the early days, before they had that brand power, they had the land power. They owned the land, or they owned the leases that the franchisees operated out of. So if they started to go off kilter and start doing what they wanted to do, like they did in the early days of McDonald's, the landowner, which was McDonald's, said, right, you're not operating from our site unless you do as I say. So when you franchise, you want to have a really powerful brand, and I think that's hard to get. It takes generations to build, or you own the land. And when I say brand, I mean super brand. I mean Disney, Apple, Costa Coffee, McDonald's, like that sort of power. So you want to own the land that they operate out of. And if there is no land that they operate out of, be prepared that the franchisees can just do what they want, and they can eventually leave you. You see this happen in sole trader businesses, like oven cleaning businesses. They're doing it for 3 years ago. What am I giving them 15%? They forget that you filled their diaries up and started them off. They just think, I'll do this on my own, and just leave and start up on their own. But you can't do that with McDonald's. You can't do that with Disney. So to wrap up my beliefs on franchising, you want to own the brand and the land. And then really look after your franchisees. Build a community, support them, and be fussy on who you choose as a franchisee. Really important. I've spoken at lots of franchise conferences. There's a guy that I know that's a really good accountant that specializes in franchising. His name's Carl Reeder. He's on Clubhouse. He's also on all the platforms. If you message him and just mention James Sinclair, I'm sure he'll look after you more. There we go. Should we call it a night, Chuds, or should we ask this one more?
It's up to you, mate.
Oh, it's 10.001. Hello, welcome. How do you find commercial properties to buy? Do you employ a team to do it, or do you buy them from auction? Never from auction. You won't see me at an auction. The only time I'll be at an auction is if I'm selling. I'll be never buying at an auction. You don't want to be getting involved in that. I like to be in a one-horse race. It takes time to buy commercial property deals, but you're only looking for 1 or 2 great deals a year. So yeah, you use agents. You go direct to vendor. I've done all those things. It's so many different ways, but I've never bought anything at an auction because I like to be in a one-horse race. That's me. I'm James Sinclair. Don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and tell all your friends about this wonderful channel to help grow your business. Don't forget, listen to the Business Broadcast, my podcast, and get all my books, and join the Entrepreneurs University at my website, jamessinclair.net. See ya.